This episode is brought to you by my $5 or more patrons at patreon.com/Alex Haitz. We have Identitech, Andreas Glacial, Laura G. Sanderson, Steve Aldridge, Anthony Coleman, Ray Schuster, David Dockery, Kurt David, and Aubrey Coper. Thank you all so much yet again for sponsoring yet another episode of First Reactions. I hope you enjoy this one. I made one of the best French presses I have ever made for quite a while. For those of you who aren't part of this, drinktrade.com, this is, yet again, it's like with the circle thing, like this isn't a sponsor or anything, but we started to get trade coffee, which is like free shipping. You can get coffee, freshly roasted coffee from all over the US, and it's like just $14 a bag. And this one that I'm drinking right now is All Seasons Blend by Sparrows. It's just fantastic. It's been a stellar website. We're somewhat into our coffee in my household. So if you guys are coffee fans as well, get freshly roasted stuff if it's not available in your area. Good, small roasters. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. How are you all doing today? I hope you're well. We are coming to the end of our first little stint of Morrissey here, because after this we're going to do a Patreon poll. What I'll probably do is this video will most likely come out Monday, and then Tuesday or Wednesday I'll post the poll video and put the poll up on Patreon, and that will run through into the next week, and I'll record the Friday after that. So I'll take like one Friday off while that poll runs. Yes, housekeeping. Before we get into what I thought about Bona Drag, I want to let you guys know my plans for streams. I don't have any plans to do any soon, but I remembered this is something I talked with my Discord guys about, and maybe gals, I don't know, maybe there's women on there. We did the best of years playlist streams. Those were a lot of fun. We did 9 of those, and we did the David Bowie discussion. That was a lot of fun as well. That was a 2-parter. You can find that on the channel. I mentioned doing Morrissey. So basically, once I do all these Morrissey albums I'm doing, we'll do a little discussion on the Discord. And that's kind of a repeating thing I want to do as well. Like once I binge an artist or do like, more than 2 or 3 albums from an artist, do a little discussion on the Discord and just kind of say like how I feel after the fact, after time has gone by, and then get opinions from other people. Because the David Bowie one was fun. I think the Morrissey one will be fun too. I want to say though, anytime we do those discussions, I will bring them up and announce them and schedule them on the Discord, and then have the discussion on the Discord. So if you want to ever be part of any future discussions, whether it's Morrissey or Cocteau Twins or any artists we're doing in the future, head on over to my Discord. The link is in the description. Hop on there and you guys can like stay up to date with how we're scheduling things. Because I want to be able to plan in advance, like, okay, we're going to, on this day, record a discussion for this artist. So anyone who's able to get in on that day, kind of a thing. Second, for streams is we're going to do classic discussions. So kind of similar to what Fantano does on the Needle Drop, where like for his basically end of year vacation or break, he'll do classic reviews. So he'll do like Neutral Milk Hotel and The Airplane Over the Sea, Joy Division, Unknown Pleasures, stuff that hasn't come out recently, but stuff that he wants to kind of review and talk about. And I realized, I think someone had brought it up in my Discord. It's like, I could do the same thing, because I always get asked like to react to Radiohead or In the Airplane Over the Sea or Souvlaki by Slowdive. And it's like, I've heard all these albums. I love all these albums. But doing a discussion, just kind of like what we did with Bowie, but just a classics one where it's like, I've heard it. I don't need to have a reaction to do a discussion. It's like, we can still talk about it. So I was like, yeah, I'm down for that. To be able to be like, okay, here's my chance to put up some content related to these albums I love, even if I've already heard them. So that's the other avenue we're going to go with the streams as well. Again, if you want to be part of any of that, head on over to the Discord. That's where the discussion and the scheduling and the planning for all that will occur. I think that's all housekeeping I need to do. Bona Drag, last album I listened to. What a splendid compilation. I still feel pretty much the same way, more or less. If you're factoring in the fact that it has 2 singles from Viva Hate, I think it's a superior album to Viva Hate. If you're ignoring that, I think they're about even. It's a little bit longer, and it has some weaker tracks because of that. Tracks that I'm not super into are Piccadilly Polare. November Sponda Monster has not grabbed me all that much. It's fine, but it's not like a dislike per se. Lucky Lisp, Yes I Am Blind, He Knows I'd Love to See Him. Those 3 are still just kind of eh. Interesting Drug I dig. We'll Never Marry is pretty solid. Such a Little Thing, Last of the Playboys, and Ouija Board. Those have grown on me a little. Ouija Board I've kind of come to terms with. I can listen to it without being like, what the hell is happening? Hairdresser on Fire is my favorite track from the album, though. I've listened to that one quite a bit. Suede Head, still solid. Every Day is Like Sunday, still solid. Disappointed, pretty good too. It's a great album. It's really good. Pretty solid stuff. But we're skipping Kill Uncle, which, I knew as soon as I would start doing Morrissey that everyone was going to be like, do every single Morrissey album. And I had figured out what Morrissey albums I was going to do way ahead of time, a long time ago. And everyone was like, don't do Kill Uncle. It's not that great. Skip over it. Listen to it in your own time. It's not worth a reaction. I start doing Morrissey videos and everyone's like, Southpaw Grammar, Kill Uncle. And I'm like, okay, guys, you're Morrissey fans. That's fine. But I'm not doing Kill Uncle as a reaction, at least not right now. That's way on the back burner because there's just so much music. Sorry. Anyway, your Arsenal. 1992, we have Mick Ronson as a producer. We're revisiting him again. One of those good old, what are they called? Spiders from Mars with David Bowie. We have interesting people working with Morrissey on this. All the music is composed by Elaine White, which is most of the session musicians on this album are more rockabilly guys. But this guy, Elaine White, is best known for being Morrissey's main songwriting partner and guitarist between 91 and 2007, which is pretty wild. Oscar wild. But yeah, this is a very rockabilly based album. Alternative rock, glam rock, rockabilly. 39 minutes, 10 tracks, pretty straightforward. I dig it. I think we're going to hop right in. I've rambled enough. I heard a ton, the first 30 seconds of Seasick Yet Still Docked. Back when people were recommending different Morrissey albums for me to listen to. And they're like, check that one out. And I listened to it a little bit. And I'm like, I like the way this sounds, but I'm going to hold off on it until I can actually do a reaction. So I'm eager to hear the full song today. That one's been kind of just sitting in my head for a long time. Anyway, you're going to need someone on your side. Here we go. I won't lie. I kind of dig this Ronson Morrissey collaboration here. I feel like some of the more rockier early Smith songs, we're kind of getting back to that a little bit. Self-titled debut kind of stuff, Hat Full of Hollow kind of stuff. But this feels, dare I say, more focused. It doesn't feel like punky, I guess, because they were kind of coming out of like a post-punk ethos with the debut and Hatful of Hollow. There was something about Mars playing that was a little more frenetic, or I don't know what the proper adjective is, but this feels way like tighter and focused. I'm not really even saying it's better. I'm just saying it's different, but it's similar. Because obviously Viva Hate and Bona Drag were kind of like Strange Ways-esque, but this is Morrissey kind of going back to obviously a rockier thing. And I dig it. It feels like a good meetup of a lot of different things happening at once. So I'm eager to see more butts. My name is Seymour Butts. Welcome to my channel. Glamorous Glue. Not quite my speed. That one reminds me even more of like that's closer to what I was like talking about, where with the early Smiths, where it's just kind of like, just kind of rock music. I don't know. Again, something I'll probably get a lot of flack for, but that era of the Smiths just like didn't do it for me. Just kind of the sprawling, messy sounding rock songs that didn't feel super tight and concise. I don't know. It's never done it for me. Maybe that's a good song. It's hard for me to tell because it's just not quite my speed. I don't know. I preferred the first song, but we'll let you know.
How sad are we, and how sad have we been? You wonder how you're really interested.
I gotta say, I love like a well-produced acoustic guitar track, you know? Where it's like it's either really jangly or it's just like where it's not like the strings are so like bright and new. Like I love like my guitar right here. I've had these strings on it for probably like 2 or 3 years maybe. And like they don't sound super bright anymore. And I love that about it. Like I love being able to play like pretty dead strings. It's kind of that like Nick Drake sound, you know? But I don't know what it is about like these Smiths tracks and Morrissey tracks where oftentimes the guitar is just like produced so well and it sounds so great. And anytime like you listen to like Symmetry Gates and you're just like that acoustic guitar sound is just amazing. And I hear this and I'm like, it's really simple guitar chords, but it's just produced and played really well. And I don't know what it is, but that just like always it gets me. I dig it. I like it. I don't know if I love it, but I like it so far. Pretty good. Okay, let's keep going. The National Front Disco. Another pretty solid one. I like that. It was kind of Strange Ways-esque again. Just very light, had a little bit of a rock edge to it, but it was also very melodic. Good. All right. Certain People I Know. Oh boy.
I take the cue from certain people I know. Their clothes are imitation, judge the
You know, it's funny. I enjoyed that quite a bit actually, but that's the like rockabilly, or at least like kind of lighter, kind of country twinge stuff like that isn't stuff I come back to like ever. But when it's on, I enjoy it and I'm like I don't know what it is. I'm sure we all have those genres where it's like we won't turn the radio dial when it comes on, but we never opt for it ourselves. And that was kind of one of those songs. We hate it when one of our friends becomes successful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words in this title, which is, that's the bare minimum for like a Smiths or Morrissey title. Anything less than that and he's failed. So like Tomorrow, which is coming up, that's obviously way too short. It needs to be at least 8 words, Morrissey. Okay, thank you.
we hate it when our friends become successful. You bet your life we will destroy them. If we can hurt them, well, we may. It could have been me. Everybody knows. Just listen.
Not bad. It was kind of straightforward. Kind of just felt like a almost a new wave-ish 80s song, actually. It was just kind of there and gone, sort of short. Almost a filler track, I suppose you could say. It was a single though, which is interesting. But anyway, you're the one for me, fatty. Look fat. Kind of another like weird, somewhat short throwaway. It's just kind of there and gone. I don't know, didn't do much for me. Now the one I'm excited to get to finally, Seasick Yet Still Docked.
Life's very constant low. such a fool to pass.
Pretty good. Just as good as I hoped it would have been. Um, Very kind of sprawling and dreamy, and it just kind of kept repeating the same riff and motif. Um, Good. Probably one of my favorites so far. Anyway, I know it's gonna happen someday.
Just never arrives, and it's never someday.
Odd. Um, Definitely more of like a glammy, that got that Mick Ronson flair in it. It feels like it should be the closing track, though. I don't know if we're gonna pull another Secret Life of Arabia here, but I'm interested to see what happens tomorrow.
All I ask of you is one thing that you never do. Tomorrow, does it have to come? All the pain in my arms, all the pain in... Well, did I? Tell me that you love me. Tell me that you love me.
That kind of was a weird Secret Life of Arabia thing there. I'd almost put like tomorrow before Seasick yet still docked, and then have that kind of like go into I know it's gonna happen someday as the finale. But what do I know? Not much. Um, Pretty good. Pretty good. I don't like it as much as Viva Hate. Close though. Close, but not quite as much. You're gonna need someone on your side I thought was solid. Glamorous Glue, We'll Let You Know and the National Front Disco were pretty good. I liked We'll Let You Know a little bit more. Certain People I Know, kind of fun, silly, simple song, rockabilly thing. We Hate It When Our Friends Become Successful, and You're the One for Me, Fatty, kind of Seasick yet still docked, quite possibly my favorite. I Know It's Gonna Happen Someday was a fine, kind of odd, glam-ish outro. Tomorrow was okay too, but there just wasn't enough here for me to just be like, yes. Because again, it kind of like harkens back to the rockier Morrissey stuff from the Smiths, and that's just not quite my speed. I don't dislike it, I just don't opt for it. But there is stuff here that I do enjoy and I do like. But yeah, I think Viva Hate is a superior album to this, but this is good. This is certainly good. That's it. We did it. We have done it. We're going to take a brief break now. So yeah, after this video comes out, we will do the Patreon poll. I'm just going to pick 4 random albums. You have to be a patron to be able to vote in this poll. So if you want to hop on over to patreon.com/AlexHeitz, $1 a month is all you need to vote in the poll. And that'll be that. And then, yeah, basically like Friday after next, will be when we do listen to that album. And then we'll pick back up with Vauxhall and I, and You Are the Quarry. That'll finish out Morrissey, and then we'll do a little like stream discussion, and that will be that. And then I'll just end. My life will be over. I will have nothing else left to do. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Yeah, nothing else to really say. Just stick around, stay tuned for that poll, and I will catch you guys later. Fairly well.